Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group.
So he's ready to go. There's nothing holding him back. Go ahead and play. Hit a couple homers. We'll be happy with that. Then he could jog.
Deep left. Soler. Gone. 3-run homer in his return from the DL.
Joe Madden predicted it last night. Jorge Soler provided some early power in the first. He's DHing again today. We'll see what Jake Arrieta and the Cubs have in store. They battle the Oakland A's right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Hello, welcome in to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. He is Todd Hollandsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Cubs now riding a 5-game winning streak. They hold a Major League best 67 wins, which surpassed the 2013 season win total of 66. August off to a great start.
Yeah, good to see. Last night, again, it felt like a game that you could script just a little bit. You know, we had the favorable pitching matchup. We have the better offense. The team is rolling right now. But we talked about this during the pregame show that sometimes you get into these ball games, you got to play them, and you had the day off, and you know you didn't know Overton. You just thought maybe there were some things there that could have put you in a different position. But the Cubs come out, they swing the bats, they jump on it, hit a couple home runs in the first. The next thing you know, John Lester settles in, and you got yourself a Cubs victory.
Yeah, Overton just never could get into a groove at all. Let's take a look back at last night's game for a moment. We showed to you in the open. Jorge Soler returning after a 2-month sideline of a left hamstring strain. He made his first plate appearance, a big one, blasting a 3-run shot. Holly, that was not a 3-run bomb. That was a 3-run laser shot.
It was out of there in about 3 steps out of the box. Yeah, that was gone quick. By the way, that's the first fastball he saw. So, again, 2 changeups to start off the at-bat, was sitting on a fastball, got a fastball. You knew going into this one that there were going to be, you know, the opportunity from some mistakes from the mound to Cubs hitters. That's what I was so proud of last night. Again, we talk about a lot of times the Cubs get into a game where they don't know a starting pitcher and they're not familiar with them, and we talk about it that first time through the lineup. You know, you kind of want to find your way sometimes depending on who it is, but all the numbers yesterday against Overton really told us be selectively aggressive. He's not going to blow you away. When you get the fastball, you don't want to mess with the changeup or the curveball, but when you get it, and he had given up 9 homers in 18 innings already this season, be ready to hit. Cubs came out, they were ready to hit. That first good pitch they saw, most guys were coming out of their shoes. Not
to be outdone, but John Lester threw a really good ball game last night. 7 innings, 8 Ks. Just 2 runs allowed. That happened in the 6th. He's 3-0 over his last 4 starts. So after a hiccup in early July, he has righted the ship as well.
Yeah, man, you watched most of the action again last night, and we talked about what this ballpark plays, how it plays at night, how it's very, very hard to hit. There's not many home runs hit at night, even though the Cubs found a couple of them last night. You want to live on the corners. You certainly want to live down in the zone, and John was all about it last night, dialed it up. When he went up with purpose. It wasn't by mistake, and really did live at the bottom of the strike zone. Pitched with that lead very, very well. It's what you want to see. Stayed aggressive and threw a ton of strikes. No walks last night.
And when Danny Valencia got ejected, it was a really good pitch. That's a tough pitch to hit, that cutter. Lester's last 2 starts against American League West opponents, the division he's owned this season, 3-0, with just 2 earned runs allowed total and a walk-to-strikeout ratio of 2-19. In 13 interleague games this season, Cubs pitching staff holds a 2.13 ERA in 118 1/3 innings.
Yeah, great stuff from John Lester. Certainly knows how it is out on the West Coast. Pitched out there just a few years ago. Knows how to dial it in to stay aggressive. The one thing that stands out, and John's always done a very good job of this, is the lack of walks. I mean, not that you want to see walks, but only 4 walks in all 4 of those starts, and again, none last night. You want to stay aggressive. And a lot of these ballparks, especially on the West Coast, play this way at night. San Francisco plays this way. LA plays this way. San Diego plays this way, where even medium deep kind of contact off the barrel in the air typically results in a fly ball out. You don't have that threat of giving up a lot of home runs in a ball game or making mistakes out over the plate and then ultimately paying for them right away. You can get away with a little bit more on the West Coast, but it should promote aggressiveness, and that's really what it speaks to when you see the few number of walks he's allowed.
Are you enjoying interleague play? Because I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. You played in it. Did you like it, or was it overrated?
I did. It was a lot of fun, especially when you got to play against teams that you didn't see very often. The Oakland A's being one of them. I'm as intrigued by this series this weekend, even though I do feel like it's a lopsided matchup. This isn't an Oakland A's team that's playing for a whole lot right now. You want to go down there and take care of business, but I don't really get to see the Oakland A's a whole lot. Never really competed against them a whole lot because I spent most of my time in the National League. So when you did, and I did I think one time when I was a Cub, we actually played them at Wrigley Field, and maybe one other time with the Los Angeles Dodgers, but I did not play the A's very much. So it's always fun to kind of see the white spikes in their stadium and, do something a little different.
All right, let's take a look at today's pitching matchup brought to you by Bona, the original Italian beef. Jake Arrieta against Sonny Gray. Now look, Sonny Gray's having a really tough year. But if you had said the matchup's Arrieta, Sonny Gray, and you were saying that on March 28th, hey, look forward to that one coming up this season, you'd have been thinking two of the guys that are contending to win a Cy Young. Jake's been outstanding. Sonny Gray has had a rough patch.
You would call it a marquee matchup. You certainly would call it the matchup of the day. In fact, Cap, we might be watching this on a national. That's what it might be. Sonny Gray has had a rough season. Let's revisit 2015. We'll put it in terms so everybody understands what's going on. 14-7 last year with a 2.73 and constantly in the American League Cy Young conversation. This year, 2016, 5-10 with a 5.84. That's 3 earned run jump, more than double what he was last year. So definitely having his issues, and really it kind of gets to the command of the fastball. Two things that really stand out: runners in scoring position, a 340 batting average against. Cappy, 15 wild pitches. A lot of pitches out over the plate. He's made some mistakes. There aren't, the thing about it is the stuff hasn't changed. That's the thing that's so amazing. He's used his changeup a little bit more. His fastball velocity is a tick down. But all in all, to me, this is more between the ears than it is the stuff, and really struggling out of the stretch.
Yeah, the funny thing is, all year long, coming into the season, throughout the winter, it was, hey, Oakland A's pitcher Sonny Gray, future Cub. That was the guy they were going to go after. And, of course, he's still sitting there because you don't want to sell low. And so Oakland has hung on to him. He's also dealt with some injuries. Time for Built for Business, presented by Comcast Business. It really is a tale of two seasons. We look at Sonny Gray's season totals, 2015, 2016. A 2.73 ERA and 31 starts a year ago. Now 5.84 through 20 starts this season. Comcast Business, built for business. Injuries played a role, but as you said, you watch highlights of him, everything's up.
It's true. Fastball command really does stand out in this conversation in regards to Sonny Gray and the issues that he's had this season. No doubt about it. It speaks to the 15 wild pitches. Certainly, this is sometimes, we talk about hitters, I'll put it in hitter's perspective. Sometimes when things start going bad, we have a hard time getting out of the bad. We kind of get in our own way. Same thing can happen for pitchers, too. There's no doubt about it. Used to great fastball command, one of the best breaking balls in the game. Well, he can't get to the best breaking ball in the game if, in fact, he's still struggling with his command and he's behind hitters all the time. That's really what you see. His aggressiveness out over the plate. He's made a lot of mistakes down the middle. He's paid dearly for those mistakes, and then you factor in wild pitches, batting average with runners in scoring position. As I said, people, Sonny Gray, in the reason you think, like, at this stage of the season, he's made 21 starts. He's got the highest ERA of any qualified starter in baseball. I mean, that's amazing. You'd think that there would have been a DL trip, a mental break in there somewhere. He continues to fight his way through it, and I really do think that's based on the fact that his stuff hasn't changed a whole lot, that most of this is between the ears and less about his physicalness, although I would go back to April and think that there was a little something there that seemed a little off, but his fastball velocity is where it's supposed to be.
All right. Time to take a break here on Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group. It's almost time to get interactive with our show. You get your mobile, your laptop, your tablet ready. Head to csnchicago.com/vote. In just a few minutes, we'll bring you our live fan vote. Head to our website now. Plus, we'll talk about Jake Arrieta. And we're just about 26 minutes till the start of the game at Oakland. There's still time to get Feldco a call. Holly does. 866-4FEL DCO. Get some windows.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
It starts with the low Fields price, and then we include all of the Fields amenities at no extra charge.
You don't have to go in there and beat them up about the price because they're already giving you the best price.
A low price and a whole lot more, like our Fields amenities that include free loaners, free car washes, and our Fields cafes.
The deal I'm getting is always great. So it works out for me, works out for my pocket.
We simply treat people the way we want to be treated. It's a commitment to our customers we made long ago. Fields matters because you matter.
$5 Sonic boombox gives you a lock for $5.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln would be very proud of this. It's an honest deal.
And they named one of the sides after his wife.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, Mary Tots Lincoln.
Try the loaded bacon ranch chili cheese coney in the $5 Sonic boombox. This is how you Sonic.
We are the Coors Brewing Company. And our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. A beer proud enough to wear our name in big, red, scripted letters. That's why we lager, filter, and package cold. Because we believe every climb deserves a refreshing finish. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
Online check?
It saves you time.
You're getting a haircut.
Why? Thinking about applying to astronaut school.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll see you, Ronnie.
Save time every time. Download the online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
These pizzas are the same, but depending on the day of the week, they aren't the same price. That's not right, so we're fixing it. Now you can carry out large 3-topping Domino's pizzas for $7.99 every day of the week.
Welcome to Honda. See anything you like?
Yeah.
Now is the moment to get the Honda Civic you love, voted 2016 North American Car of the Year at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
They were the best team in baseball for most of that year. That ball cranked to deep left center. It'll go! Leadoff homer, Dexter Fowler.
Dexter Fowler began last night's game with a solo shot. What will he and the rest of the guys in blue have in store for Sonny Gray today? Find out on CSN. Welcome back. Cubs pregame live presented by the Fields Auto Group. We've heard it all season long. You go, we go. The importance of getting Dexter Fowler on base has been stressed by Joe Madden almost on a daily basis. And Fowler has continued to rake since his return from the disabled list. You take a look at the numbers on Dexter, Holly. 406 leading off games this season. I mean, those are big-time numbers.
I think that's
the OBP.
Well, how about a player knowing where he fits? And I think that, this is probably a deeper conversation that we probably got a little bit of time for, but I'll try to do it as quickly as possible. Think back to when he came back to the Cubs, how desperately he wanted to be here. Even when he was negotiating or working something out with the Baltimore Orioles. Remember that big 3-year deal or whatever was supposed to happen with all the stipulations? And next thing we know, we got Dexter Fowler in Cubs camp and surprising his teammates. I mean, deep in his heart, he knew where he wanted to be, and that's a player who had a fantastic second half last year. This happens a lot in baseball, but a lot of times what happens to the players is they're forced to chase the contract in some regards, and, listen, their agents are pushing that, and they want it as well. But Dexter knew what he had done, certainly here in Chicago, and knew that he felt comfortable. We talk about it all the time, trying to get players to be comfortable, trying to build their confidence. The season starts, Dexter's been nothing short of what? One of our MVPs on this team every time he's out there. Everything in his world makes sense right now, and you watch the pace for which the game is played in Dexter's eyes, and you can clearly tell he is a very comfortable player here. He's very comfortable atop that lineup. He's very comfortable in that clubhouse. He's very comfortable in center field. And even though he went to the disabled list for a month, he comes back, and goodness gracious, it was like he just never missed a game.
So what do you say to people like guy emailed me yesterday, a listener? He said, hey, why don't they get an extension done now with Dexter Fowler? And my response is, well, I'm not sure they were ready to make that commitment. I'm not sure he's ready to make that commitment. And they got Albert Almora waiting to plug and play because they got to spend money in other areas.
Well, there's circumstances. I mean, I think that Dexter would tell you he'd love to be back here. I mean, I'd be willing to speak for him, honestly. Sorry, Dexter, but I will. I think that you do really love it here, and a lot of things have gone well in your career. And if the organization was willing to do that under the right terms, I think that something absolutely could happen. But you factor in everything else. Those things all have to be considered. And, you know, when you're looking at business, you're looking at future players and the idea of where this is all going to end up, it's a little harder to kind of pinpoint right now. But I really do believe if both sides were, you're our guy, we want you here for the next 3 years, I think Dexter would be very interested in doing something.
All right, let's talk about Jake Arrieta. He'll go to the post today, 8-2 in 11 road starts this season. What do we expect today? It looks like that Jake has gotten his fastball command back, and it looks like he is much more centered again in terms of repeating his delivery.
Well, I put it out there for the fans at home to watch so that we understand what we're looking for, and when Jake is on his game, what do we see? You're watching the highlights right now, and I've talked about this an awful lot this season because you can see it very, very well on TV when you see from behind the mound. Now, Jake crossfires. He's one of the best in the business. It's where he gets all of his movement. Gets it on his slider, gets it on his fastball, the two-seamer, the four-seamer, the big breaking ball. What you have to watch for when you're watching Jake Arrieta to know when he is locked in is where the ball comes out of his hand and where you see it visually as the ball is on its way to home plate. When it's over the white, almost like he's throwing down the middle, allowing all that movement to work to the corners, he's on his game. When you see the ball on the corners and working off the plate, he's kind of trying to find his mechanics. It's as simple as that, at least in my eyes. I've seen it all season long. I go back to how good he was at the beginning of the year. It's the one thing I saw. You know, and you hear it a lot of times in camp, and you hear it in the dugout. Listen, you got so much movement on your two-seamer, throw it down the middle. It's not that it's going to end up down the middle. It's that it's going to end up on the corners, and it's almost that exact same discussion. When you see him exploit the middle of the plate and allow his baseball, that baseball to run to the corners, he's really, really good. When it starts out on the corners and it runs off the plate, it becomes easier takes for hitters, and that's what it has to be. The whole goal as a pitcher is to get a hitter's senses. That ball's down the middle of the plate. I'm going to commit to this swing. Oh, no, it's now on the outside corner. Now it's off the end of my bat. Now it's bad contact. Now it's a swing and a miss. So watch that today. I think this is a perfect setup for Jake. He's coming off a really, really good start. Watch him try to exploit this team and really attack the middle of the plate and let his ball run.
All right, Cubs trying to go to 27 over the 500 mark. Time now for our Cubs fan poll question. To vote, visit csnchicago.com/vote. You do not need a special app. Just visit that website, get interactive with Holly and with me. We'll cast our votes. You'll see the results right on your screen. Today's question is, who has better defensive skills, Javier Baez or Addison Russell? Javi flashing some big-time leather last night. The other night, an Aroldis Chapman save. He was magnificent at third. Who gets your vote? Javi, Addison?
Wow. Is this the toughest question of the year right here?
It is.
I don't know where to go, man. I'm stumped. I tend to go with Addison Russell because I've watched him. I've watched how gifted he is. I know that he's playing the premium position. I know that Javi is a fantastic answer. I don't disagree. I hate that we're asking this question. I feel guilty for giving an answer, but I'm going to give an answer of Addison Russell.
You're going Addison Russell, and because of versatility, playing multiple positions, I'm going to Javi Baez.
Guess what? You're right. But I'm not wrong. See what I mean?
Correct. Addison's magnificent. Addison is magnificent.
You're right, but I'm not wrong. So,
I mean, look at that play. Outstanding. But then you look at Javi and you go, hey, man, we need you to play second today. Well, hey, Javi, you're going to go to short tomorrow. Addie gets a day off. And then we're going to have you at third. And then there's a chance we may give Brizzo the day off. We're going to ask you to play first.
What defensive metric could we possibly use to turn this into a negative conversation? One doesn't exist. That's the point. I mean, both these guys are stellar. It's why Joe really does work his lineup in getting both these guys out there just about every day. That's why they're always involved. That's why they're in every play. We know Addison Russell's the shortstop of the future. It's also why you're willing to part with your number one shortstop prospect down in the system. You're willing to trade him for an Aroldis
Gleyber Torres.
Yeah.
There you go. Addison Russell is your winner, 51-49. So very, very close. There you go. Everybody loves Holly. Let's look at our Cubs lineup brought to you by Wrigleyville Sports. Joe Madden will trot this card out to home plate. No Javi Baez today. Madden puts Chris Bryant back at third at the hot corner. He'll hit second. Fowler, Zobrist, Hayward, the only hitters who have faced Sonny Gray during their careers. Jorge Soler back in the DH role. Here's Madden on Contreras playing.
He's done really well. He's done well everywhere we've put him. He's at first base a couple days. He's been out in left field, and of course, he's an outstanding catcher. For right now, just as we continue to, get him to play more consistently or often and get him back into the catching spot, being able to utilize all of our players and keeping everybody solvent in a sense. Today I wanted to get Miggy with Arrieta. So to move it all around, we put him in left field. You look at Sonny Gray. You know, this year has been an anomaly year for this guy. He's outstanding. I've watched some video closely. And for whatever reason this year, righties have hit home runs against him. So you might want to play a righty or two. But him, Contreras specifically, I think if you put him, you know, left field on a daily basis, he'd be a really good left fielder or even a right fielder because he runs well too. But he is a catcher. He is a catcher. He's just a really good athlete.
All right, so you look at the A's lineup right there. Coco Crisp, Max Muncy. Wasn't he in the movie The Natural? Wasn't he the sports writer?
That's about right.
Stephen Vogt. No, it's Max Muncy. Chris Davis, Danny Valencia, who was ejected last night. Yonder Alonso, Marcus Simeon, Jake Smolinski, and Ryan Healy. And they will back up Sonny Gray.
Yeah, and again, the Oakland A's have had their issues. Again, we talked about it a bit yesterday. I don't think a whole lot has changed, certainly in our perception of this team. They're now coming here hot. I mean, they got a little bit of power in the lineup, a little versatility, but they don't do any one thing extraordinarily well, so it's not something that you try to eliminate. It's about making pitches. There's places in this lineup where you can pick up outs today for Jake Arrieta. There's a couple guys that you certainly want to avoid. Coco Crisp has been doing a nice job at the top of their lineup. A couple boys in the middle. Of course, Chris Davis has got to be acknowledged. He's had a fantastic season, although it has been below the radar for about a year now with the second half in Milwaukee to what he's doing now. Most people don't know how good he's been. He is the one power bat that you have to take note of.
All right, time for our final time on a Cubs pregame live presented by the Fields Auto Group. Beautiful Oakland, California. Today's setting, Cubs baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. We'll be back with Holly's keys to the game and our key performers. We tied last night. Controversial ending after this.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 Double Play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
In the beginning, there was the original White Castle chicken ring. And now we're introducing the new pretzel chicken ring. Made with delicious all-white meat, they're crispy, shareable, and extremely dippable. The ring is the thing. In fact, it's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
Mission accomplished. I ordered ahead. Pick up for Mike. 20 chicken rings for just $4.99. Only at White Castle.
Pat Hughes reporting from Wrigleyville Sports, where the excitement is building. Devin is getting a new home white jersey customized while he waits. He'll be ready for game action in no time. Ashley is having fun taking selfies in her new Cubs t-shirt. Fits like a glove. Colin is testing out a new bat. Get out the tape measure, long gone. Across the street from Wrigley Field, Wrigleyville Sports is your one-stop shop for everything Cubs. Open 7 days a week or anytime at WrigleyvilleSports.com.
You've heard of a pack of wolves, the pride of lions, a murder of crows. Well, we call this a rumble of Dodges. When you call one, you call them all.
Get $3,500 combined cash allowance plus $500 bonus cash or 0% APR for 60 months on the 2016 Dodge Grand Caravan.
4x4 by land, 4x4 by sea, 4x4 by air, cause the lot to fly free. The former country, how it all started out. For the brave and every Boy Scout. For doing it yourself cause you want it done right. 4x4 top down stars keep you up at night. 4x4 every one of those 75 years. 4x4 the way, that's how we say cheers. That's how we live. 4x4 ever.
Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Hope you're enjoying this gorgeous weather out there. Cubs wearing 1981 throwback jerseys. Was that your rookie year? And sticking with history for just a moment, Holly, do you know what Hall of Famer began his career on this day back in 1959? that would be sweet swinging Billy Williams, the man out of Whistler, Alabama, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever deal with, and what a player.
What a pretty swing.
That swing
pulled
great.
The baseball right there. Yeah, that was smooth. I could never work out the kinks to get it that smooth. I was always working towards that. Yeah, great to see. You're absolutely right, Cappy. One of the nicest guys around. You get to see him at Wrigley Field an awful lot. He's there a ton and has one of the sweetest swings around, no doubt about it. I got to watch video like this. I was doing this a couple years ago just around here. What a great player. What a great swing.
And interesting, I was telling you the story off the air. I'll make it really quick because we got to get to your keys.
Right.
So the Cubs brought all their top prospects, this is back in the late 50s, to a training camp. Right. And they had the Rogers Hornsby, the great Hall of Famer, look at everybody. He said, Billy said, we were sweating in the sun for 2 or 3 hours.
A couple hundred kids, right?
Couple hundred kids. He put them all in a bleacher, Rogers Hornsby, and what's your name? Todd. Where are you from? So-and-so. Todd, you got no chance at Major League Baseball. Go get a job. And he went through all of them. He went through 200 guys. He picked 2 players out. He goes, you and you, come up here. You two will make the big leagues. You could both hit in the big leagues right now. You just need a little seasoning. Ron Santo and Billy Williams. That's how good an eye that guy had. All right, time for our Fields Auto Group. Key to the game here is Ale.
All right, right off the top, avoid the beginning. Talking a little Jake Arrieta here. Now, we know he's been good certainly over the last 3 starts, but if you look at the fact that he hasn't won in his last 5 starts, part of that is because of that one big inning. If you go back and look at him, he's had some issues in one spot in the ballgame. The rest of the time, he's been his dominant, usual self. Let's see if he can't avoid it all together today. You know, if you think back, the 3-run homer for Frazier, start against the Pirates. He had 2 innings in which he gave up crooked numbers. His last start, he did start the 8th inning. That wasn't entirely his fault, but he did walk the first 2 guys, and that's the other thing to keep your eye on, is that sometimes those walks, and they've been a little bit higher than usual this year, have caused him a little bit of trouble. So again, hope to avoid that big inning. Short-term memory, that's going to be key number 2. I'm talking about the Cubs offense here. Listen, think to what you did last night in that selectively aggressive mentality. Now, if I were to compare Overton and Sonny Gray, I'd say these are 2 different conversations, complete 180. But not now. The way Sonny Gray has been rolling right now, his confidence has got to be teetering just a little bit. Love to see the Cubs come out today, just like they did last night, and get after Sonny Gray. As soon as you see that first cookie, that mistake out over the plate, get on it and start making him pay right away, because I think you'll start to see if he can spiral out of control and maybe get it out of there early. Power surge, plain and simple. Listen, we saw a couple long ones last night, Cappy. Day games in Oakland, much more favorable. The sun starts to come out, that ball will start to jump, so I think the Cubs have an opportunity for a couple of long ones.
All right, key performers. We tied last night. You get to go.
Well, since I know that Jorge Soler took Soleros clearly with him on his trip yesterday, I bet he's eating them this morning in Oakland. I'm going to go Jorge Soler and think he may homer in 2 straight games.
All right, I'm going Anthony Rizzo. Come on, Riz. Take a long one out today. Thank you for watching Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Len and JD are coming up. Holly and I will see you on the other side of the ball game.
Chicago's favorite spot for prime steaks, the freshest seafood, and world-famous Florida stone crab. Come on down to Joe's.
Is price important? You bet it is. Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group.
It's the best price. You know it's the right price.
A low price and a whole lot more, like our Fields amenities that include free loaners, free car washes, and our Fields cafes.
Those other things are just perks, extras. It's not like it's built into the price.
Exactly. A low price and Fields amenities at no additional charge.
I got more car for the money.
It's what we do. Fields matters because you matter.
200 million watching history be made. 2 million making their own. 5 seconds gained. And a nomination won. When it counts, the biggest moments count on Comcast Business. With $5,000 of NBC coverage for the games. Over 900 miles of fiber laid for the Democratic National Convention. 40 pit stalls monitored at once for NASCAR. And 10 terabytes of data transferred for the big game at Levi's Stadium. We know what it takes to connect millions. Imagine what Comcast can do for your business.
The Anthony Rizzo Family Foundation and the Bono family have teamed up to knock cancer out of the park. Order your Italian beef the Rizzo way, and Bono will donate to my charity. I'm proud to be working with the Cubs and the Bono family, 2 Chicago originals.
Order it the Rizzo way at your local Bono restaurant.
$1 window siding and door installation, 102 Pine Street.
Go, guys.
It's Feldco to the rescue with $1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors. Plus no money down and no interest until 2018. It's Feldco's biggest sale of the year.
That's $1.
$1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors.
Hurry, $1 installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Don't miss Sports Talk Live on Comcast Sportsnet. David Kaplan leads a roundtable on the day's hottest topics. Sports Talk Live, presented by the all-new Chevy Silverado. Weeknights on Comcast Sportsnet.
I got you something pretty special to celebrate these new Island Breeze frozen drinks.
What makes you think that I'd be in the mood for an island party? Hey, my eyes are right here, my friend.
Jump in the line for Island Breeze frozen drinks, part of Frozen Drink Headquarters, and get a free slush when you download the new Sonic app.
This Cubs injury report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy, taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
Baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. We greet you from the Oakland Coliseum today. Cubs baseball on the CSN. It's game 2 of a 3-game weekend interleague set. And great to have you with us, Jim DeShays and Len Casper. Cubs in a great stretch. They have rattled off 5 in a row and 8 of their last 9.
And now 26 games better than 500, one shy of their high water mark for the year. On a pace to win 100 ball games over the last 9, doing everything well. 8-1, 260 batting average, 7 long ones. Pitching has been outstanding with a 2.04 earned run average.
Tough loss for Jake Arrieta his last time out. Really good against the Seattle Mariners, but pitching here in California the last couple of years, that's been a really good thing for him.
Yeah, indeed it has. It must be the warm smell of colitis or something. But anyway, he's 4-0 in California. Has allowed just 1 earned run, of course. Pitched the no-hitter against the Dodgers last summer. This will be his first ever start in this ballpark. He has pitched here once before, and that was in relief for the Orioles.
Sonny Gray will go for the A's in this one. It has been a weird year for a guy who we were considering elite going into the season.
Yeah, one of the talented young pitchers in baseball, but he's having an awful year this year. 5-10. That 5.84 ERA is the highest in Major League Baseball for all starting pitchers who have enough innings to qualify.
All right, good matchup of stuff. Arrieta and Gray. Cubs jumped all over the A's early last night, winning 7-2 in the opener. We'll have a matinee from Oakland next.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn more.
The simple truth is, sometimes life isn't just. Someone crosses over the line, the best laid plans fail, or the sky falls, and lives are changed forever, and people suffer. And when that happens, you might find a system that is not just. That's the reason I began my career, because even when life isn't just, there can be justice, and everyone deserves justice.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Welcome back to the Coliseum, and if Dexter Fowler gets a hit, Vinny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Cubs and the A's, it's throwback day as the A's are honoring the 1981 team. It really got people excited once again about baseball here. We talked last night about the 79 club that drew an average of just over 3,000 fans per game. The new ownership, the Haas family, bought the team from Charlie Finley, and it was Billy Martin in 1981. That was the strike-shortened year, split season. A's won the first half. They got to the ALCS where they were swept by the Yankees. Cubs did not have a very good year in 1981, but JD, any chance you have to bring out the powdered blues with the white pinstripes, you do it.
Yeah, with this we got a kind of a softball tournament look going on here today with the Cubs in their powder blue and the A's in their, what do they call it, Fort Knox gold.
Yep.
So it's going to be a colorful day here at the ball yard.
Technically, the A's are wearing their road uniforms from that 81 season, and more on that club a little bit later as Sonny Gray is set to work, and the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. He will face, looks like this: Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo at the top. Dexter with a leadoff home run last night. Zobrist, Russell, and Hayward occupy the middle. Russell, against the team that drafted him, had 2 hits. Soler with a homer in his return from the DL. Miguel Montero, his first action of the series. Same for Wilson Contreras. How about that? The 9th hitter today.
A's defensively, and it's brought to you by Arby's. Coco Crisp, the veteran, gets a start in left today. Smolinski center. Valencia will play right. Healy, Simeon Muncy, who's a corner infielder, getting a chance to play some second base. Yonder Alonso is at first base. Stephen Vogt, a 2-time All-Star, is behind the plate, and the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is the young right-hander Sonny Gray, 26 years of age. It's been a really rough go for him this year. 14-game winner each of the last 2 seasons with low ERAs, but 5-10, 584 earned run average this year. This command has not been good. He has turned loose 15 wild pitches, the most in Major League Baseball. He's got a good arm. He can get to 96 with the heater, sit comfortably 93, 94. Slider, curve, and change. Very gifted guy, and really for the first time in his career at any level, experiencing some failure.
At the umpires for today, Dana DeMuth, the crew chief's back to the plate. Ramon De Jesus at first, Paul Emmel at second, and Mike Estabrook is over at third. And I'm told Stacy's mom has got it going on.
Is that what they were playing?
Yeah.
That's not from 1981.
No.
I mean, if we're going to...
Maybe the guy who wrote it was born in 81.
If we're going to turn back the clock, let's turn it back properly, people.
So Gray to Fowler to get us started. Belt high fastball for a strike.
First pitch, 107.
Two hits for Fowler last night, including that leadoff home run, which he hit right-handed. 19th career leadoff blast. 5th this season, 10th as a Cub.
Weird game last night. Cubs scored 7 runs. It was all done in the first 3 innings of the ball game. From the 4th inning on, they only managed 2 hits and 3 base runners.
On the ground, Muncy, the second baseman, will take care of it. 1 out.
But the damage had been done as they jumped all over the rookie left-hander Overton. He's been demoted after that performance.
Number 17, Chris Bryant.
Home run ball has been a big issue for Sonny Gray this year. He's already allowed 1 more than he did all last year. 63 lovely degrees here today.
Yeah, pretty gray this morning. The clouds have dissipated. The sun is shining. I guess sunny gray day.
Absolutely.
Figuratively and literally.
Need a little more Velcro out there on the end.
Or a little more irony on that sign.
So Gray, he'll throw both a 2- and a 4-seam fastball. Ground ball type pitcher. His strikeout rate is down. It's below league average. His walk rate is up. Really getting hurt on his fastball.
Good breaking pitch there. It's 1-2 on Bryant.
Yeah, and talking to some of the folks here that have seen him pitch a lot this year, you know, the breaking stuff is really sharp, but he's had a hard time commanding it. So I think hitters have been able to disregard spin and just sit on fastballs.
There's two guys matched up in college. As Bryant sends it to deep left on the track, it's caught by Coco Crisp.
Batting in third position, first baseman, number 44.
A good swing here by Chris. This ball's got a little top spin. Otherwise, it probably leaves the ballpark.
Guys, we're having a lot of fun with these uniforms in the clubhouse. They were hanging up in the lockers. Lester Strode, the bullpen coach, put his on and said, I might use these pants as pajama bottoms.
The same color as the tuxedo I wore to the prom.
I was going to say you could absolutely make a suit out of the Cubs unis. I think what really makes it is the elastic waistband. Darker blue that kind of pulls it all together. Just a touch of red on that secondary logo. I've said this a few times. There's going to be one team that's going to pull out the powder blues for the road look, and then I think other teams will follow suit. The Royals, to me, would be the logical choice with the old Brett era unis. In the air to deep left center. This ball will be caught. Up against the barrier, it is Crisp to make the catch. Cubs go in order in the first.
Dear Chicago, let's take a trip out of Midway to your favorite international destinations. With love, Southwest.
This beer has conviction. For us, it's Rocky Mountain water or nothing. Coors Banquet. That's how it's done.
There you have it, folks. It's the greatest double play ever.
Get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each. Add any 4 20-ounce Pepsi-Cola products for just $5.
Papa John's, the official pizza of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, like this right here.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on, and 0 for 72 is here on 2016 Ford Focus, Fusion, and Escape. Plus, just announced, now get 1,000 bonus cash. That means freedom from interest and freedom to choose with Ford, America's best-selling brand.
I'm free, baby.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus 1,000 bonus cash on Focus, Fusion, and Escape during the Ford Freedom Sales Event.
At third base, number 38.
Now the A's Southwest starting lineup. No Ricky Henderson in the lineup today, or Dwayne Murphy, although Dwayne Murphy in the ballpark today. Coco Crisp, Mac Muncy, Stephen Vogt, top 3 in their order, did not play in the game last night. Chris Davis did. Danny Valencia did for part of it before he got kicked out. Yonder Alonso starts at first. Semien, the shortstop, batting 7th. Jake Smolinski, the Rockford native, in center. And Ryan Healy, the rookie, playing 3rd.
Cubs defensively brought to you by Arby's. Contreras, Fowler, Hayward, left, center, right. Infield alignment, Bryant, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo, Miguel Montero. He draws the starting assignment behind the plate when Jake Arrieta's on the mound. Jake Arrieta, the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher, 12-5 with a 2.75 ERA. It's 8th best in the National League. 193 batting average against, 3rd best in the NL, 4th in Major League Baseball. He's allowed just 8 home runs.
A tough loss in his last start. As Crisp fouls away, which was a week ago today, against the Mariners. He had a 1-0 lead going to the 8th inning. He walked the first 2 men, then was taken out of the game. And game-winning runs would later score on the Leonis Martin 2-run double off Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, so Jake has not won since June 27th in Cincinnati. Cubs have lost his last 5 starts. He's 0-3 with a couple no decisions in that stretch. But the last 3 starts, he's thrown the ball quite well.
Crisp, a switch batter, and the 0-2 is hit foul and out of play. And we'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Telstar Cablevision in Metamora, Illinois, and all the Cub fans watching CSN in Peoria and Woodford counties. Another 0-2, and it's low. I'll state the obvious, but for our younger viewers, they may not realize this, that these uniform combos would never have matched up. There was no interleague play back in 1981, and they did not match up in the World Series. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Would have been a spring training matchup, but I think they wore their batting practice tops back then.
Yeah, in all likelihood, they're a little different look. This is a power changeup right here from Jake. This is a dandy. Watch the sinking action on that pitch. And strikeout number 1 is Coco Crisp, the leadoff man.
Now Max Muncy, in his 3rd stint with the A's this year, he has not batted against a left-handed pitcher this season. A's very much about platoon advantage where they can get it.
Didn't Billy Butler, somebody refer to Bob Melvin as Captain Platoon? Last year, I guess, a little frustrated he wasn't getting as many at-bats as he had hoped. I think that's an organizational philosophy.
Okay.
People look like that in 1981?
I don't know. I don't recall quite like that. That just looks like a total 80s mishmash look.
Muncy has walked more than he has struck out, and he's been a guy throughout his minor league career that worked a lot of walks.
A couple of guys from Texas matching up. Arrieta's 1-2 is popped up. A lot of foul ground here, so Bryant's got to play here on Washington. This is the previous foul ball.
Batting in the 3rd position and catching.
Oh, look what I found.
It's pretty handy.
Cool. Stephen Vogt, two-time All-Star. Struggling 4 for 35 over his last 9 games.
They got the chant going out there in right field. I believe in Stephen Vogt.
Get out the vote. On the left field line, and this will get out of play. Mention it, Cubs. 26 games over 500, 67 and 41. They had that 5-15 stretch. They have followed that up by going 15-6. 9.5 game lead over the Cardinals, who won last night. Rainbow the other way. Caught by Contreras, and the inning is over. Scoreless after 1.
Cubs fans, stay close to your boys in blue right here at CSNChicago.com. We're bringing you the top stories, team news, and video that you crave all in one place. Phenomenal coverage. And you can trust insider Patrick Mooney to bring you the very latest from the clubhouse. Then head over to the Pulse page and get your social on. Check out the standings, the schedule, stats, and gear up at the shop. It's all one click away. It's that easy.
Welcome to Honda.
Thank you.
Head over heels, where should I go? Can't stop myself, out of control. Head over heels, no time to think. Looks like the whole world's out of sync.
So you like it?
I do.
Now is the moment to get the Honda CR-V you love, the best-selling SUV in America, at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 double play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
What if an insurance company wasn't only there when things went wrong? Because for every tornado, there's a twister. For every crash, an even bigger collision. And for every tailspin, well, tailspins. State Farm understands that getting the most out of life doesn't just mean being there when things go wrong. It's about being here in all of life's moments when things go perfectly right.
Scoreless as the Cubs will bat here in the 2nd inning. 7-2 winner last night in the series opener.
And chipped in with a double, scored a run in the ball game last night.
Former teammates matching up. Sonny Gray, fastball strike to Ben Zobrist. Follow in-game live on CSNChicago.com. Presented by State Farm. Breaking ball outside.
3 up, 3 down inning for Gray in the first, but Bryant and Rizzo both really struck their balls sharply. League batting .288 against Gray this year.
Out into right center. It'll drop down. Zobrist will stop at first with a single.
Batting in the 5th position. Shortstop.
The 2-seam fastball, as I mentioned, this is the pitch. This and the changeup, the 2 pitches he's really been hurt on a lot this year. Gray, not a big guy, 5'10", $190. First round pick out of Vanderbilt, 2011.
Into center for a base hit. Cubs have something going, 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, well, Gray was the first round pick, as I mentioned, and Addison Russell was their first round pick in 2012, 11th overall. And part of that Samardzija Hamel deal. Got a couple knocks in the ball game last night, also hit by pitch.
So technically, you know, Addison is not a product of the Cubs farm system, but I think you have to consider him that for all intents and purposes, right? Bryant, Schwarber, Russell, first round picks. Just because he was drafted by somebody else, he's now a Cub.
Mentioned the wild pitches and that breaking ball in the dirt. That's a tough one to control sometimes. I'm sure they've had that conversation in the clubhouse. Hey, this guy has a tendency to spike that breaking ball, be ready to take advantage.
Gray, not a big guy, 5'10", 190.
Hitters count. Let's see how aggressive he is here.
The 2-0 is hit toward right. Diving stop, Muncy. What a play. Cubs have him at second and third with 1 out, as Muncy just robbed Hayward of a hit.
Yeah, Muncy, as I mentioned, a corner infielder making his 3rd start at second base. The A's defensively have really struggled this year. They made a bunch of errors. They do not have good range. I guess the exception being the Leidendorf kid that we saw play last night. He made a couple spectacular plays.
A's infielders will move in a bit against Soler. Not all the way into the edge of the grass. And a first pitch strike. 3-run homer in the first inning for Soler. First at bat off the disabled list. First homer by Cubs DH this season. They're 3 for 21 in 4 games so far.
After close to 2 months on the disabled list and a stretch on his rehab assignment where he didn't hit a home run, didn't do much of anything offensively down there. First Major League AB and all that time, and boom, a laser off the stairway.
Two and one.
Gray made 6 starts in the month of July, 2-4 with a 7.79 ERA.
Major League debut a couple of years ago. Homered in his first at bat. First official postseason at bat. He doubled. And then coming back from the DL. 3-run homer. How about an encore today? Gray with a 2-2. Bounce to third. Throw will go to the plate, and they got it. So Zobrist is out. 2 down. Runners at first and second. That'll go 5-2. Healy to Vogt.
Well, it looks like Zobrist is going on contact there, and so I'm not sure why Addison Russell's still standing on second base. And, normally not that big of a deal, but with all the wild pitches that Gray throws. Way to get a cheap run, perhaps.
It'll be up to Miguel Montero. Cubs put the first 2 men on, but in danger of coming up empty here. They overshift to the right against the left-handed batter. Only guy between second and third with a glove is Healy. Missed the outside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, I guess if the A's were to keep with this 1981 theme, Gray would go the distance. Billy Martin really ran his starters hard that year. They had a 5-man rotation, but he did not like to go to the bullpen.
No, as a matter of fact, the rotation, or I think 4 of them anyway, were featured on a cover of Sports Illustrated that year, with Billy leaning so heavily on them. There wasn't a great offensive club. You had Ricky Henderson, he stole a bunch of bases. Tony Armas, a big power threat.
1-1 on Miguel. Now 2-1. Great San Francisco Chronicle article a few years ago about that 81 club. The year before, 1980, it was Martin's first year managing the A's. 4 different pitchers pitched 14 inning complete games. In the air down the left field line, Crisp makes the catch, and that ends the inning. Great opportunity. Cubs cannot come through, however.
Just when you think you know what a computer is, you see a keyboard that can just get out of the way, and a screen you can touch, and even write on. When you see a computer that can do all that, it might just make you wonder, hey, what else can it do?
It's a golden opportunity to discover the power of the human hand, the ability of a Lexus Master Craftsman to turn an ordinary experience into an extraordinary one. For a limited time, get some of the best offers of the year on our most refined vehicles at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2016 ES350 with 0 due at signing for $419 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
Add style to your bathroom with a Pace vanity from Menards. Choose from the Charleston vanity, which has an ornate white raised panel design, or the Milan vanity with raised pillow-style door and drawer front in an English saddle finish. Just $199 each. Relax in style with Lions. This 60 by 32-inch contour soaking tub has a curved front for extra comfort and includes a 3-piece wall set. Just $498 during Menards' Red Hot Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Time now for greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Talked about guys named Chris Davis hitting for a lot of home run power, although the A's are getting a little more bang for their buck with Chris with a K making $500,000, but is out homer the other Chris Davis, who's making $23 million. The Orioles and their fans, however, can say, yeah, but we're in first place. So,
yeah, and this guy will get his if he continues to hit like this. It's just service time. He will be eligible for arbitration for the first time after this season.
Arrieta back to work. Ball 1.
Well, I thought if I was a voting member of the Baseball Writers Association, I would take that into consideration when I vote for most valuable player.
Value?
The value. If the production's similar and the guy's a second-year player and he's only making, well, again, we're talking baseball terms here. If he's making a little over minimum versus a guy who's making $20 million, I might nod to the guy who's making such little money.
So you would have taken Trout over Cabrera?
Well,
controversial year?
That would have been, I could have used that as a justification for my vote.
Right.
You know? Especially if a team is using money to spend, spending money elsewhere. We don't have to pay this guy a bunch of money, even though he's a really good player.
Arrieta with his second strikeout.
So we're going to go out and we're going to sign Albert Pujols to a deal that we might regret.
So that makes you more valuable to your team. Yeah, I got it. I like it.
As long as that's going to be the name of the award. Now, if they change it to the Best Player Award, then I'll go with that. What's Chris Davis swinging at here?
He's probably asking himself that very question. Here's Valencia. Got the thumb last night after his second strikeout. Mike Estabrook very calmly said, you're done.
Yeah, and it never really did get heated, but, you know, Valencia, previous at-bat, question to pitch or two. And probably for good reason. Mike Estabrook had a pitcher zone last night. He was big up, he was big down. Giving a little extra on the corners.
Fouled back.
Cub fans, let's go. Tickets for this upcoming week's series with the Angels are still available. Don't miss any action at Wrigley Field. Visit Cubs.com to get your tickets today. Speaking of Trout and Pujols.
So these throwbacks are about nostalgia. Takes a lot of people back to a certain point in time in their fandom. So I don't want to get all sartorial and talk about all the mistakes, but I will say the gold top with the white pants, there's just a lot wrong with that. Definitely a product of the time, but now the home uniforms the A's wore that year, there was a white top with a gold A with the green outline on the left chest.
So do you think they're wearing the white pants because you can only do so much of that garish bright canary yellow that they're wearing up top?
Probably, yeah. Broken bat grounder. And he got him. 6-3 ground out. Now you, when you came up with the Astros, wore the flamboyant rainbow jerseys, which I liked.
Batting in the sixth position, first baseman, number 17.
Yeah, we wore the rainbows and white. We wore white spikes. And then the very next year, '87, we went to the more toned down, the modified rainbow.
Right. Yonder Alonso fouls off.
See, when I see that Cub uniform, I think Rick Russell. That's the player that comes to mind for me. Big Daddy.
I think a lot of Cub fans watching, and they've tweeted pictures, I think, of Bill Buckner. Arrieta throwing strikes early in the count, getting ahead of a lot of these A's hitters. one thumped down into the alley, so a mistake by Arrieta. Ahead 0-2. And Alonso has a double.
Yeah, I'm sure he just wanted to bury this breaking pitch. Left it up a little bit, and Alonso made him pay.
Batting in the 7th position, shortstop, number 10, Marcus Semien.
Anything soft on 0-2 that stays in the zone is a mistake. Hitters, a little more defensive. They're staying back. They don't want to be fooled. They got a better chance to compete against the breaking ball in that situation. If you throw it down in the dirt, you might get the chase you're looking for.
Semien takes a strike 1 for 4 with an RBI as the A's leadoff hitter last night.
Semien has hit 22 home runs, a very good offensive player, continues to have his struggles out at short. He's committed 16 errors this year, most in the American League.
Fouled back. Giveaway today is a great Billy Ball shirt. And it's not Billy Bean.
Billy Martin grew up in Berkeley. Hard scrabble upbringing. He was only here for 3 years. At 80 Club, a tremendous turnaround from the 79 season. Then the years we're referencing here today with these uniforms, and they're winning the American League West. That was a strike-shortened year. And then they got beat by the Yankees in the league championship series. Fell off in 82, and Billy was fired at the end of the 82 season.
You talk to people around here, and they think that little stretch, 80-81, that saved the franchise. They were drawing no people toward the end of Charlie Finley era. Sold the club to the Haas family, and under Billy Martin, they regained their relevance. And Billy Ball was basically just a very aggressive style of baseball. You have guys at first and third, and the guy at first would just start walking off the bag. And when that throw would go over there, the guy from third would head home.
Billy was a big believer in the squeeze play. He'd encourage his guys to try to steal home. They didn't do it all that often, but he just wanted to put everybody on the other side on their heels a little bit, get everybody on edge.
I guess the guy would take a lead off first and then intentionally trip or stumble. And invariably the pitcher would throw to first. A one-hopper, Zobrist will make the play. After 2, throwback day in Oakland, scoreless.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. I'm attorney Howard Ankin with legendary sportscaster Steve Stone.
And I know the right team knows how to win, like Howard Ankin Law Office.
If you or someone you know needs help with an injury case, I'm here to help. Please give me a call.
Put Howard's number in your phone right now, 312-6-million.
Nobody should go to bed hungry.
That's where our friends at Benny's Beverage Depot are going to bat for the Greater Chicago Food Depository.
Every time the Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's donates $100 to help feed hungry families in Chicagoland.
That calls for a toast.
4x4 by land, 4x4 by sea, 4x4 by air, cause the lot to fly free. The former country, how it all started out, for the brave and every Boy Scout. For doing it yourself cause you want it done right. 4x4 top down stars keep you up at night. 4x4 everyone was 75 years. 4x4 the way, that's how we say cheers. That's how we live. 4x forever.
Wow, did not see that coming. Something else you didn't see coming? Outstanding customer service delivered by Collision Pros who ensure your low point ends on a high note. You may not see it coming, but you'll know where you're going. Get to Gerber.
Time for our Xfinity high-speed action. Crazy George.
I might need you today if that's all right.
Along with several members of the 1981 A's, and Billy Martin Jr. threw out a ceremonial first pitch.
It looks like his dad, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Rick Langford here today, Mike Norris. Well, that's the other part of that story. All this complete game certainly took a toll on that pitching staff.
Yeah, they all admitted it. That, you know, they ultimately have ruined their careers, but they didn't have any regrets. Shooty Babbitt played 54 games for the 81 A's. Only a major league season here today. Oakland native. Two strikes on the Cubs' number 9 batter, Wilson Contreras. Outside for a ball. You see the stuff from Gray. It's really good. Head scratching to see what has happened to him this season. You know, he's very capable. Softly hit in the air to right in front of Valencia for a base hit.
It was a bit of misfortune for Gray there. A little flare off the bat of Contreras turns into the 3rd hit of the day for the Cubs.
Number 54, Dexter Fowler.
Yeah, I think what happens when you're a guy like Gray who's had so much success and you go through a tough patch like this, you just start to doubt yourself and you start to throw pitches with less conviction. You start to make more mistakes up out over the plate. I mentioned that rough July he had with that 7.79 ERA. He's allowed 7 earned runs in 3 of his last 6 starts. And on 5 different occasions this year, he's allowed 7 runs in a start.
Looks like Gray is pretty quick to the plate. Raymond Hyde going over near Contreras as Gary Jones gives the signs from across the way.
And 4 steals and 5 tries with Gray on the mound, so you get the sense that most teams that see him frequently don't bother trying to run much. Vote the catcher right around league average in terms of throwing out base stealers.
Short left. This could drop. Crisp can't get it. Contreras to second. Second straight inning. The Cubs have had 2 on, nobody out. This time with 2, 3, 4 coming up.
Bloopity bloop. 1 to right, 1 to left. Crisp in hot pursuit, but cannot get it. And now, yeah, Bryant Rizzo and Zobrist a chance to break through here. You can get the best break on that one. So Bryant and Rizzo, who both hit the ball very sharply their first time up, hit into outs. These 2 balls turned into base hits.
Called strike on Bryant. Bryant lined to the warning track and left in the first. Ground ball wide of third. It's foul. Another day game tomorrow, then the Cubs will fly home for an off day Monday. 2, fouled back to the screen. Got a final from New York. Indians beat the Yankees 5-2. Cleveland starting the day with a 2-game lead over the Red Hot Tigers. Corey Kluber beat CC Sabathia. Andrew Miller got his 10th save, and pitching against his former team. Jason Kipnis homered once and knocked in 2 today. Home run is 19th of the year. Another 2-strike offering. This time he gets him.
Now batting, number 44.
Yeah, that's the one you have to be able to lay off. Easier said than done.
Rizzo gave one a ride to the wall in left, his first time up. Just underway at Dodgers Stadium. Dodgers leading the Red Sox 1-0 as they go to the third. Big Poppy's playing first for the Red Sox. Got a complete game shutout from Stephen Wright last night.
Wednesday, August 10th, the Cubs and the Angels. First pitch 7:05, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Cubs Everything pouch presented by Olivet Nazarene University. Tickets are still available, so visit Cubs.com.
One ball, one strike. Couple of bloop hits to start the third, and all set up for the 2, 3, and 4 guys, but Bryant struck out. It's now 1-1 on Rizzo.
Gray much more deliberate with men on base.
That's a strike. Always a big swing pitch in an at bat. That 1-1. Now it's 1-2.
Yeah, you look at most guys after 1 and 2 versus 2 and 1. Well over 100-point spread in the batting average.
Going up with some heat, and Rizzo bounces to first, and Alonso will take it to the bag. So 2 outs, second and third for Zobrist.
Well, Gray not out of it yet, but when you think about this inning, he's induced weak contact 3 times and had a punch out, and he's still got men on second and third. And now he's got to deal with Zobrist, who got a base hit off of him last time. Very few Cub hitters had any experience against Gray coming into this one. Zobrist was 2 out of 5 against him. Fowler 2 out of 4. Hayward nothing for 3. Those are the only guys that have ever faced Gray on this current Cubs club.
A little bit high on Ben. 1-0. These two guys I mentioned, former teammates, and both live in the same area near Nashville, Tennessee. Gray is from Smyrna, Tennessee, just southeast of Nashville. Called strike.
Yeah, everything in high school on the baseball diamond. He was the quarterback of a state championship too, I believe, state championship football teams. He's actually drafted by the Cubs out of high school. Chose to go to Vanderbilt.
Got out of the second after putting the first two men on. He's trying to do the same here in the third. The tougher part of the order. There's 1-2 comeback base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Contreras and Fowler. 2-0 Cubs.
He is so tough to put away. And Ben is one of 3 major leaguers this year who have walked more than they have struck out. Controls the strike zone. Short and quick to that one. Doesn't tear the cover off of it, but he nudges it into center for a 2 RBI single.
Number 27, Addison Russell.
Russell's got 3 hits in the series. 2 last night, 1 for 1 today. Called strike. Zobrist held by Alonso at first. Back-to-back breaking balls. Gray ahead, 0-2. Popped up right side of the infield. Alonso will take it. So Ben Zobrist comes through after some missed chances. 2-run single, and the Cubs are on top 2-0 in the third.
Dear Chicago, let's take a trip out of Midway to your favorite international destinations. With love, Southwest.
Hey, you know what makes my Aries reclining sofa and reclining love seat such an untouchable value? You get 1, 2, 3, 4 recliners. Both pieces only $9.99. Or power them all up and recline with the touch of a button. Both pieces only $11.99. Only at My Bob's Discount Furniture.
This is untouchable. Right, I'm so relaxed right now. You look divine. I can't believe the house out. I want to leave. Hey, ladies, what are you doing for lunch?
It's Peyton. It's Peyton on Sunday morning.
You know, with DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket, you can watch your favorite team no matter where you live, like Broncos or Colts. Cool. 18. The old number. Ooh, I have got a coupon for that one.
It's Peyton on Sunday morning.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV and watch live games anywhere.
Wednesday on CSN Plus, star power is on display at Wrigley as Mike Trout's Angels face Chris Bryant's Cubs. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto on CSN Plus.
Tonight, Major League Soccer plays on CSN Chicago as the Fire head west for a match with Real Salt Lake. Coverage starts at 8:30 on CSN. Cubs lead 2-0, bottom of the third. Jake Smolinski, ball one. The All-Star Arrieta making his 22nd start, and that got Smolinski. A's have their second base runner.
A Jake versus Jake matchup, and fastball just got away from Arrieta.
Arrieta did not win in 5 July starts. His last victory came on June 27th, and he gave up 5 runs in 5 innings. So he had a couple of starts in July that were better than that. That's more about the run support and other circumstances. Pitching on extra rest today. Cubs inserted Brian Mattis into the rotation for that start Sunday, and then the off day Thursday. Cubs with another off day Monday.
Pitch got away from him upstairs as well, and you saw Montero using his hands there to give him a little feedback. Hey, stay back. Make sure you get on top.
Healy, 1 hit and 4 tries last night. Brought up from AAA right after the break, and has now started 20 of 21 games at third base since.
Time to try a breaking ball.
Three and one. Arrieta trying to grab his 13th win after John Lester won his 12th in the opener. Double play ball. 6-4 to 3. Oh, no double play. Wow, that would have been huge. It was a 3-1 pitch, and he nearly got 2.
Yeah, and he threw a cookie right there for Healy, right down the middle, and he bangs it on the ground to short. And so the 6-4 part was good, and the 3 part just did not pan out as Anthony clanks it. And it'll be an error on Big Riz.
I'm not sure it will be. No, because you can't assume a double play, right? There should be.
Oh yeah, the old can't assume a double play thing. I have heard some scorers said that you can assume a double play.
Well, I think everybody in the ballpark would tell you there it should have been an error. But at any rate, Bryant will give chase, and that ball lands on the warning track. That's how much room there is over there. Coco Crisp on a Thursday night in Anaheim, a home run saving catch. He robbed G-Man Choi of what would have been his 3rd homer of the game. That's a dandy.
I'm of the Buck Showalter school of thought on that play.
Yeah.
It's a good play. It's a really good play. But I think sometimes that the home run rob is an overrated play. And Buck's point always was, well, if there's not a wall there, would you be going, wow, what a great play?
Party pooper.
I know. But it's, you know, it's one thing if the guy's running full. I mean, the guy running in the gap full speed that makes the diving catch to me is more impressive.
Another chance to turn it, and this time they do. 1-6-3. To end the inning, Cubs lead 2-0.
Here come the last of the 2016s.
I love this part. Stylish Prius, sporty Camry, fun Corolla, adventurous RAV4. They're all here. But not for long.
Right now, get incredible 0% APR financing on 11 of Toyota's most popular models, like the 2016 Camry, Corolla, RAV4, or Prius during Toyota's annual clearance event.
Come in and get the 2016 Toyota you want before they are gone.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm going to make this as simple as possible for you. You can go ahead and stick with that complicated credit card that limits where you earn bonus cash back. Or you can get the Quicksilver card from Capital One. Quicksilver earns you unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere. I shouldn't have to ask. What's in your wallet?
$1 window siding and door installation, 102 Pine Street.
Let's go, guys. It's Feldco to the rescue with $1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors. Plus no money down and no interest until 2018. It's Feldco's biggest sale of the year.
That's $1.
$1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors.
Hurry, $1 installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
As the pennant race heats up, quench your baseball thirst by watching Bases Loaded on CSN. Join host Layla Rahimi for a half hour of Cubs and Sox talk, including team-by-team analysis, features, and more. Don't miss Bases Loaded, Thursday at 6:30 on CSN.
Leading us to down to the fourth inning for Chicago, number 22, Jason Taylor.
There's the double play that was not turned. But the Cubs eventually turned to 1-6-3.
All's well that ends well.
Yeah. Strike on Hayward.
It's pretty good breaking ball. Sonny Gray's featuring here today, and his command of it has been better than advertised.
Played by Alonso.
You know, Ryan Sandberg's favorite restaurant in Chicago is the legendary Harry Carey's Italian Steakhouse. Go where Rhino goes for Chicago's best prime steaks in River North, Rosemont, or Lombard. Call 773-HOLY-COW or visit harrycareys.com.
So the whole you can't assume a double play thing is nowhere stated in the rule book, nor is tie goes to the runner. If people are wondering. It's a strike. 0-2 on Soler.
Good take. That's a real good 0-2 breaking ball right there. Strike to ball, finishes just out of the zone. Off the edge and down a little bit.
Broken bat bouncer knocked down by Gray. He's got plenty of time, and he lob tosses for the second out.
Gray's ERA in this ballpark this year, just under 6. He's 3-5 here with a 5.98 earned run average.
Montero.
Second highest home ERA in baseball. Better only than Patrick Corbin of the Diamondbacks.
This is going to be a quick 1-2-3 for Gray. Bottom 4, Cubs 2, A's nothing.
This beer is fiercely loyal. Brewed generation after generation, only with Moravian barley. Coors Banquet. That's how it's done.
Have a look around.
Thank you.
Got me looking so crazy right now, your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Looking so crazy in love, got me looking so crazy in love.
So you like it?
I do. Now is the moment to get the Honda Accord you love. Named a Car Driver's 10 Best list a record 30 times at the Honda Summer Clearance event going on now.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 Double Play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
Closed captioning of Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by U.S. Waterproofing.
A little seepage in your basement is no need to panic. Count on the experts at U.S. Waterproofing to diagnose and repair the problem.
For a free consultation, visit uswaterproofing.com. A better basement starts with us.
Time for upcoming probables. Brought to you by PNC. Kyle Hendricks will take his sparkling 2.22 ERA into the game against left-hander Sean Manaea. Manaea, an Indiana native, went to high school in Merrillville. First pitch strike on Max Muncy. Cubs lead 2-0.
It seems to me Jake has been very fastball heavy here this afternoon. There's a whole kind of Smurf-like vibe going on with these unis, isn't there?
Did he go?
Breaker.
Yep. Call made by Mike Estabrook. That's a strikeout.
That's number 3 for Jake. And that's just a nasty breaking pitch there. Good old-fashioned over the top, 12-6 yacker. A yellow hammer, what they might call in the old days a drop ball.
Just for clarification, Rule 9.12C in the rule book, current rule book.
Yeah.
I'll read it to you here in a second. D, rather. The official scorer shall not charge an error against. And then paragraph 3 says, quote, any fielder who makes a wild throw in attempting to complete a double play or triple play, unless such wild throw enables any runner to advance beyond the base, such runner would have reached had the throw not been wild. So that's why no error is given And that particular play we just saw.
But that references the throw, not the catch.
Now that throw was in the dirt.
Yeah, but I'm
right.
Yeah. But I think that's why I say I think there are plays. I think when a first baseman muffs a ball, that's when they do charge an error.
Gotcha. In the dirt, ball 4. First walk issued by Jake. Here comes Chris Davis.
On a Sunday, August 14th, Cubs play the Cardinals. It's a night game, a 7:05 first pitch, and up to the first 5,000 kids in attendance receive a Clark hat presented by Velveeta. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Two of my favorite things, Clark and Velveeta.
Davis way off the plate will send Montero to the mound.
Well, we saw, he's misfired with some fastballs. That, I think, was a changeup. I think he was trying to throw that right-on-right changeup. Yeah, see, he's backed way off that slider here today. He's had a couple starts this year where he's done that. I don't know if this is a function of the A's lineup, the scouting report he has on them, if he just didn't feel good with that pitch in the bullpen. Jake, having an all-star year, and we talked about the numbers, 2.75 ERA, 8th best in the National League, a batting average against of 193. It's hard to quibble with what he has done this year, but when you're looking to say, well, the difference between Jake this year and last year, it's been fastball command mostly. I'd throw a little cutter there, but he's out of whack here with his delivery. His walk rate this year way up over last. Be hard to maintain what he did last year, and for a good chunk of this.
3-0 swing and a high pop fly to right. So you think these last couple of innings, a 3-1 ball put into play should have been a double play. A 3-0 swing resulting in a lazy fly out. So 2 down, and it'll bring up Valencia. Cubs with their runs on a Ben Zobrist 2-out, 2-run single in the 3rd. Knocked down by Montero. Slicing drive down along the right field line. Sliding attempt. Hayward just came up short. Unfortunately came up short of the wall as well.
Yeah, you get to that point of no return where if you don't go down, you're just going to go headlong into the wall. Good effort. Valencia stays alive. Valencia having a nice year. 300 hitter, 14 home runs. Done a lot of damage against left-handed pitching. A .278 batting average against righties.
Fowler's got it. And the inning is over. Still 2-0 Cubs after 4.
This is it. The Hyundai Act Fast sales event, where you can get a deal for the ages on a car or SUV that offers all the latest technology, and the warranty is America's best. It's go time.
Act fast today and lease the Tucson for $139 a month.
It's good.
Yeah.
Vanilla?
French vanilla.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Is price important? You bet it is. Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group.
It's the best price. You know it's the right price.
A low price and a whole lot more, like our Fields amenities that include free loaners, free car washes, and our Fields cafes.
Those other things are just perks, extras. It's not like it's built into the price.
Exactly. A low price and Fields amenities at no additional charge.
I got more car for the money.
It's what we do. Fields matters because you matter.
We head to the fifth. Cubs lead 2-0 on Tuesday, August 16th. The Cubs are offering specially priced tickets to all Girl Scouts, as well as their families and friends, to watch the Cubs host the Brewers. All participants will receive a Cubs-themed Scout patch. For more information, visit Cubs.com/special group nights.
On a clear day, it is sunny gray for the A's. Facing Wilson Contreras.
Number one song of 1981, Betty Davis Eyes, Kim Carnes.
Number 2 is Marty Feldman Eyes by Bruce Baum. There's a strike.
Elvira was a big hit that year. Little flare to right for Contreras in the third to get that 2-run rally started. Getting all jangly in there, trying to get comfortable.
Swing and a miss by Contreras. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled out of play. Dallas was the #1 TV show in 1981.
know that I ever watched an episode of Dallas.
Really?
No. Yeah, no, I'm certainly familiar with it. That was a huge hit. The old JR thing, Larry Hagman. I preferred him as Colonel Nelson.
Knocked down by Gray.
Now batting, number 24, Dexter Fowler.
Fowler with 1 out, nobody on. Found back. The fine public address announcer here at the Coliseum is Dick Callahan. They brought back Roy Steele today to introduce the members of the 1981 club. Roy Steele, a long time voice of God, as they call him here in Oakland. His pipe sounded strong today. He's in his 80s.
Roy, yeah.
A tapper. And it'll be foul. So Vogt had a decision to make. Do I just pick it up and can I get him, or do I let it go? And he decided to let it go.
It's rolling out away from him, and I think he made a wise decision. Would have been a difficult play with Fowler going down the line, so he decides to wait and hope.
MTV started up in 1981. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Video killed the radio star.
The Buggles.
Martha Quinn, Nina Blackwood, Alan Jackson. Or Alan, was it Alan Jackson? Was that his name?
Hunter?
The VJs, Alan Hunter. J.J. Jackson, the original, I believe the original VJs.
Mark Goodman.
Mark Goodman, there you go.
'81, you took a picture. You have to take the film to some local spot. Probably come back the next morning and pick up those photos.
And probably not the next morning. You probably had to wait a few days. You might have still been using flash bulbs back in 1981. Well, let's see who was the current Cub roster. Who was alive in 1981? John Lackey, who was born in '78. Ben Zobrist was born in '81. Grandpa Rossi was only 39 that year.
And is still 39 now. Frozen in time. I'm going to tell him you said that. He's going to get back to you. Still 2-zip.
I'm sure he'll hear.
Cubs.
Just kidding, Grandpa.
an insurance company wasn't only there when things went wrong. Because for every tornado, there's a twister. For every crash, an even bigger collision. And for every tailspin, well, tailspins. State Farm understands that getting the most out of life doesn't just mean being there when things go wrong. It's about being here in all of life's moments when things go perfectly right.
In the beginning, there was the original White Castle chicken ring. And now we're introducing the new pretzel chicken ring. Made with delicious all-white meat, they're crispy, shareable, and extremely dippable. The ring is the thing. In fact, it's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
Mission accomplished. I ordered ahead. Pick up for Mike.
20 chicken rings for just $4.99. Only at White Castle.
I'm David Kaplan here with a Coors Light Cold Hard Facts Sportsnet Central update. After the final out of today's ballgame, make sure you stick around for Cubs postgame live, followed by Sportsnet Central, hosted by Kelly Kroll. Still have highlights from today's Olympic events, plus sound from the one and only Brett Favre as he prepares for his Hall of Fame induction. For now, we go back to Oakland. Back to you guys. Take it away, Len and Jim.
Cubs lead the Athletics 2-0. Bottom 5 from the Oakland Coliseum. Great to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon. Yonder Alonso takes ball 1. Clayton Richard is back in the major leagues. He has signed with the San Diego Padres. So back with the Pods.
A nice run with the Pods earlier in his career.
Might he start for them? Yeah, a two-time 14-game winner with San Diego. 1-1 pitch. Now 2-1. Alonso, 29 years old. He's not hit for enough power for a major league first baseman. He's hit for average .271 in his career. 39 doubles in 2012, but he has not been in double digits in home runs to this